Most modern road bikes have between 20 and 22 gears, and changing gear can be as intuitive as pedalling. But are you doing it right? Welcome to GCN's How to Change Gear Like a Pro.
To a large extent, how fast you pedal, or your cadence, is self-selected. There is an optimum range, however, of between 70 to 100 revolutions per minute. Gear changes should be made to keep yourself in this range whilst maintaining your desired effort level. There is no way of telling what gear should be used in a given situation, as it depends on a rider's personal ability. But if you can keep your cadence in this region, you know you are doing okay. For most riders, a compact chain set at the front is a good idea, with a 50 and 34 tooth chainring and an 11 to 25 cassette. This gives you a nice low gear for steep climbs, but a top gear that is the equivalent of 53/12.
Now, one of the things you shouldn't do is change gear under load. It creates a lot of hassle. The ideal thing to do is select the gear nice and early, especially on a steep climb, as we are now. Now, Tom's going to get the gear wrong, and I'm going to get the gear right by selecting it early. Here's how to do it. I'm in the gear now, spinning quite nicely. There's quite a steep hairpin here. Now, I'm not going to change gear under load. I've selected the gear already. I can just cruise around this corner nice and easy. And Tom changes gear. Already got a bit of a gear crunch, and I've left him behind. Again, it's all about selecting the gear nice and early and thinking ahead.
Avoid extremes on the cassette. Now, when choosing your gears, you should avoid using the smallest chainring and sprocket at the same time, and conversely the big chainring and big sprocket. It can be done, but it puts the chain and the derailleur under a lot of stress. So for the health and longevity of your gears, avoid it.
Another thing you need to get right, especially in a race situation, is changing from the big ring onto the little ring, basically on a very, very quick approach to a steep climb. A good example would be in the Tour of Flanders when they're riding at 50, 60 kilometers an hour before the Muur de Grammont. Timing is essential. You don't want to get caught out on the big ring on the steepest part of the climb. So get it early, in the middle of the block, from big ring to little ring efficiently, and you're on the climb, full acceleration, and you're away.
Keep your gears clean. Now, one of the best things you can do for your gears, and probably the most pro, is to keep them clean. Now, this doesn't mean you have to get a toothbrush out after every single ride and scrub, but buy some degreaser and use it every time any black residue builds up. It looks pro to have shiny gears, and best of all, it makes them work much better and also last a lot longer. Big rings are cool, up to a point. While we were talking about being pro, yes, it looks cool to be in your big ring, but pros also use really small gears to save their legs. If you're the kind of person that loves to grind their big ring all day, have a think about using your little ring and actually looking pro.
The limit screws are normally there just to stop the chain dropping off the end of the cassette and getting wedged into the frame or between the cassette and the spokes, but there's also sufficient adjustment to force the mech up a couple of sprockets.